Today's the day. I'm just about to leave the hotel room. I'm going to ask the hotel to help me with my luggage, the taxi, to take me to Terminal 5. So that's we'll see how the check-in process goes. Hopefully everything will be quite smooth, and watch the next part of the video coming up to see how that bit went. Hopefully I can find the time to film as I'm struggling with this mountain of luggage. Okay. Well, within minutes of asking the hotel for help to get my bags into the taxi, I was on the way to the airport with a very nice driver called Abul. Abul said to me that the travel had not got back to anything like pre-pandemic levels as of yet, and I was his first customer of the day. I managed to find a trolley with relative ease, and my 10-kilogram overweight luggage was soon on its way into the departure hall for check-in. First thing to do was find the departure board to find out where I had to check in. I'm glad to say that the check-in area was at the end of the hall that I arrived in, so made my way to the business class check-in, which was a lot busier than I thought it was going to be. So that's through all the security checks and stuff. Now I'm just going to find the business class lounge. So hopefully I've got more hands to do some video, and then yeah. It was pretty busy in the departure area, so I made my way over to the lounge as soon as I could. This was the business class lounge for BA, but Qatar passengers were allowed to use also. Problem is that was very busy and it was difficult to find a seat. So not that impressed, to be honest with you. Even the boarding process was a little bit chaotic, with the business class and passengers requiring assistance having to wait at the end. Soon as I was on board though, walking to my seat, realised that this was going to be a big treat. Qatar really have got the lead when it comes to their business class. You get things like a pillow, you get things like a travel kit, free glass of champagne. Well, in fact, all the drinks are free. Everything as you come on board. Beautiful. So I decided on a nice glass of rosé champagne. Settled back before I started to look through the different kit. So you get a nice leather bag, and inside you get assortment of things, including like hand cleansers, lotions, flight socks, eye covers, a mask, and you also even get earplugs. Not that you needed them because it was nice and quiet and relaxed. Overall, a very nice touch. Also, they gave a lavender coloured bag to the ladies. The quality of the menus was something you'd expect to see in a top-class restaurant. There's good quality wines available as well, from champagne, red and white. The food menu was very impressive, with 5 courses on offer. I chose the beef, but they were out of stock, so I opted for the salmon instead, which was still very, very good. More on the individual courses later, but the food and drink menu was really top class. So before the food was served, a nice little touch was the top up of the glass of red wine that I'd asked for after the champagne, with some nuts and almonds, etc. to eat. So flying over Southern Europe, the menu was served, starting with a nice salmon appetizer, which was absolutely delicious. Nice little touches were like the fake battery candle, which looked very real, tablecloth, nice bread rolls served with a little bottle of olive oil and balsamic vinegar. All made the experience awesome. stop was the Arabic meze, which was different hummuses with bread served on the side. Again, a good tasting experience. Next course was the poached salmon. Again, fantastic tasting, perfectly cooked, very impressively served and presented. Then on to the dessert. I chose the cheese board, which wasn't a disappointment. Many different types of cheeses, some fruits, some bread. Absolutely awesome. What a way to finish. So then there was enough time to settle back, watch a film, play with all the different controls on the equipment as we came into land at Doha for the end of the first leg. So on to the second leg of the journey, which this time was from Doha to Cebu City with a Dreamliner. The flight time is about 9.5 hours, and on the Dreamliner there's more of an open plan arrangement with the business class, not like the 777, which was the Q suite. Saying that, it was still very nice. In fact, I can't decide which layout I prefer. This was a night flight, so the only meal was breakfast, which I had about 3 hours before landing because it would have been evening when I arrived. So there was plenty of time to relax. I slept for a few hours. I watched some TV. I then watched the James Bond latest film and generally had a good chilling time. The only thing I would say is that I didn't like the way the flight kept us in darkness until 1 hour before we landed, which I found curious. But coming into Cebu City, everything opened up, it was daylight, and everybody started preparing for their final destination. This time the excitement was building for me, of course, and the sunrise, which in fact for me was a sunrise, but it was a sunset, which gets very confusing at the end of the day with the 7-hour time difference, or 8 hours it was. So there was still plenty of time to pack my things together, go to the toilet, freshen up, and watch the flight map as we approach Cebu. Interesting to see out of the window how green everything looked. And I did wonder what would greet me when it came to the devastation left from the recent typhoon. Before long, we were making our descent and final approach into Cebu City. Looking out of the left-hand window, I could see many places that brought back memories from my visit 2 years ago in Cebu City itself, with a new road completed on the left joining the island there to the mainland. The weather was sunny and warm, as it is so often in the Philippines, and now I'll just sit back and let you relax to watch the last final moments of our landing. finally back together again after more than 2 years apart due to the pandemic. Would I fly Qatar Business Class again? I sure would. Would I recommend it? I definitely would. The food is awesome, the staff are excellent, the host service is premium, exactly what they say on the tin. They don't win awards 6 times in a row for best business class and best airline. So give it a try, it's worth the extra money.